Stuff. I'm changing the oil pressure light switch. It should be down there. I can't really get it on camera. Hopefully this will focus and you can see what I'm talking about. Nope. That's pretty much it's down there. So to get to it, you want to take off this throttle housing. The 11mm bolts, nuts holding that on. Those washers, don't lose the washers. This plugs into here. Sits like that. Just gonna sit on side there, like this. The white one goes into the back one. The black one goes into the front one. Then you're gonna need a really long vice grip that curves, like it's on a right angle, to get it out. Okay, this sensor, it does the pressure gauge for the oil. So I took that out. You need a crow's foot, an extension, and a ratchet. The crow foot size is 18. There is an O-ring down there, if you guys can see that. So there's your O-ring, or washer. It's really a washer. And then behind it, right there is where you need to get out. But if you try to get like an 11mm on that, I mean, you can't really see it, but behind there, I can't really point to it. Behind there, you're just gonna round it out. So you might get something like this to go on there. You can turn it up, turn it back towards the firewall, have this hanging down towards the front, and it should come out. I've done it before. So here's how I have it on there. See how it's latched, and then you push back towards the firewall, and it should loosen up. Eventually, with enough rotations, it'll come out. Eventually, with enough rotations, you'll be able to get it out. This one didn't look like the other one I took out. Usually there's a socket. You could put a socket back here, a wrench back here, and turn it out. It was like 11mm, but it would just round it out. So that's why you wanted that big thing over there. So if you have this style, grab it on here, and the whole thing will just turn out eventually. Let's see. Here is the new one. Okay, with this one, a 7/8 wrench will fit around it. It's also the same size you used to do an oil change, so I guess that's pretty cool. Then you want to screw it in down there. I don't think the camera can focus enough to get on there. There it is. I'm going to show you all what I did to get this in. I tied a string around that little hole in there and tied it to my wrist so I didn't drop it. It's kind of a hard area to move into, especially if you have big hands. So once you get thread in, you're just going to cut the string and tighten it back up. You don't want to thread it and make sure you're good. And just tighten it up with the wrench and then put all the rest of stuff back together. I got that one on. I don't know if I can really get it on camera. Maybe go this way. Yep. Got that one on. Now I'm working on this one. Need my crow's foot to get in there. It's an 18mm. So I'm going to tighten that down and then work on putting the throttle plate back on. And another thing, this cap is kind of annoying because it's a shield of some kind. And the plug's in there. So just gotta work on getting this on, because it probably will come off eventually. Alright, so I got this on. Hopefully it didn't get disconnected. I don't think it did when I'm feeling it. A little hard to get it on. The first step, you kind of want to pull this out and the connector on the end, make sure it's on first. A little difficult to get in the way if you have big hands because of this one and that clamp there on that. Then you gotta put the plate back on. You can unplug this for more room when you're doing this job. I did it. So just make sure that connector's on and make sure the coil's connected there on the bottom. Then we have to get our nuts for these threads here. Don't forget to put this piece on. It's gonna spring back up once you put it in. So I put the nut on there to secure it. And make sure you have all your washers on. Just one for each point.